We also want to talk about, we're going to talk about some severe storms later today, but Kansas City was hit with another flash flood Thursday night into Friday morning. This was last week, resulting in the fire department responding to 10 calls for cars that were stuck in some high water. This marks at least the third time that we've had flash flooding in Kansas City throughout the area in just a week.
Michael Hopkins joins us now. He is the battalion chief for the Kansas City Fire Department. Michael, good to see you. Thank you for joining us here on Fox Weather.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Now, Michael, you guys have had just a run the last several weeks. And the tough thing is that a lot of these flash flood events where you've had to respond have been overnight in the early morning hours. So how are your teams holding up?
They're doing well. This type of work is exactly what we're trained for, and it's not uncommon here in Kansas City when we get this type of rain to have some localized areas of high water and flooding. So they're doing well. They executed all the rescues the way they were supposed to, and thankfully Thursday night into Friday we didn't have any injuries.
That's so good, and all that you do is so important. Can you take us back to that night and that morning, those rescues? I'm sure sometimes it's tough for you to get to some of these spots with some of the roads that are flooded out.
Yeah, that can cause some issues. You'll hear the crews on the radio responding that they've encountered high water and they have to wisely backtrack and find another route, which is what we advise all of our residents and visitors of Kansas City to do, and anyone for that matter. If you come up on high water, is turn around and don't drown. Find a different route. We have to do it as well sometimes when we're responding to calls.
Yeah.
What do you think the most important thing is for people to arm themselves with?
Just be weather aware. Listen to your local weather channels and know what's coming into the area, and then just be vigilant. And like I said, pay attention to what's going on in those low-lying areas. We have several areas around our city that cause flooding every time we get these kind of rains, just based on their location. So just be vigilant, pay attention, and never drive into that high water if you can absolutely avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, and you've been talking about the flooding. We're also talking about heat. You factor in the humidity, just downright dangerous. What are some things that people should consider? Of course, we always talk about the stay hydrated, stay indoors. But when you think about this, at what point are people going to be calling you for help when we talk about heat-related calls?
Yeah, we'll see an increased volume in heat-related calls, while we're going through this period. We try to tell everybody, obviously, if you have to work outside, make sure you're taking lots of breaks. Try to find a shady area or go indoors when you take those breaks. One thing people often forget is, you're burning a lot of calories when you're out in the heat like that. So continue to eat, just eat smaller, lighter meals to keep your calorie intake up, along with staying hydrated. And then most importantly, the heat affects the elderly and the young children the most. So make sure you're checking on your elderly neighbors and elderly family members and keeping an eye on your kids.
Yeah.
And Michael, what do you do for your crews? Obviously, they're out there doing this work in the heat. So what are some of the protocols for your staff?
Yeah, again, we keep them weather aware that the heat's coming. Tell them the same things, to stay hydrated, make sure they're keeping their calorie intake up throughout the day. And then for our incident commanders, when we're running calls, we ask, make sure you're ordering relief crews early. Order them early and have them there, rotate your crews through. It can be very taxing on a firefighter when you're fighting fires in this kind of heat.
Yeah, especially with all that equipment that you have, that you use as well. Listen, thanks for your time. I know it's going to be a long stretch. We appreciate your information and your insight. That is Kansas City Fire Battalion Chief Michael Hopkins. Best to you and your crew, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.